It's been a minute. We are back and we are talking Disney today. It is Christina K. I'll explain where I've been in a little bit. I know we've got a lot to catch up on. We are halfway through the year, so I want to recap the year so far in terms of Disney trips. And at the end of the video, I am going to announce the winner of the Tiana giveaway. I did not forget. So first, let's chat a little bit of Disney because I feel like there is so much going on. So let's rewind to February. That was my first Disney trip of the year. I actually went to Disneyland for my birthday. It was my gift to my sister for Christmas. So we're twins. And we got to go be at Disneyland for our birthday, which was a dream, but it just so happened to fall on our birthday. The purpose of the gift was to cross off a character from our bucket list, Mushu, because it was Lunar New Year out there and they did such a great job at DCA for the festival. I will be honest, I didn't try any of the festival foods. We just were only there for 2 days in the parks, so it was kind of quick, but we saw Mushu, we saw the parade, and it was incredible. We also, this is kind of a funny story, we went to our first Disneyland park after dark party. So we've been to Oogie Boogie Bash, which was a phenomenal time. But we went to one on our actual birthday. That night, Disneyland Park did one of their after dark parties. And originally I thought it was going to be 90s night. And that's just so us. So I was trying to book it the day we got on the Treasure. So for the media stuff, which is so chaotic because if you've ever been on Disney Cruise that day, the internet's not really working. You got to get the Wi-Fi set up. Plus I was there for work. It was so crazy. Cast members were trying to help me get it. Couldn't get it because of the Wi-Fi, but my friend Brandon, who lives in California, was actually able to help me get it. And it was Disneyland Sweethearts Night, which was still such a fun time. And I want to normalize Sweethearts Night, not just for couples, which was a majority of what was there, but for going with your friends and family, because we had such a fun time with the characters and the backdrops. It was awesome. We actually met a group of, I think it was like 8 girls, who one of them had just gone through a breakup, so they decided they were going to have a girls' night. I think that's so fun. We had a great time. I was not feeling great for the trip. I've been in a lot of pain, but still we had a great time and we're actually planning to go to Disneyland here very, very soon. So stay tuned for all of those details, but it was great to get to be there with my sister. It was just the 2 of us and we stayed at the Disneyland Hotel, which is just, I love staying there. I like the location of Grand Californian better, but I love the theming of Disneyland Hotel. And this time we were in the Fantasy Tower, which was, yes, that was my personal favorite of the towers. We had a great time and I cannot wait to go back. So then a couple of weeks later in March was my first Walt Disney World trip of the year. And if you're new here, I work in radio and Disney so kindly invites me down a couple of times throughout the year to do stuff like the Treasure or go to Aulani or go to Walt Disney World. And in the beginning of March, I got to do that. Now, the rare characters has kind of been the theme of the year. Oh, also a rare character in Disneyland, for us anyway, was Anger. We got to meet Anger and Mushu, and that was like the 2 big new characters on our list. Then I had 2 huge ones in March, and I probably have never been asked a question more than this when it comes to Disney. How did you meet Sweetums? Yes, Sweetums from the Muppets. If you follow me on social media, you probably saw that I got to meet Sweetums. So here's the thing. I went down for work, but this had nothing to do with that. No cast member friend of mine, no media connection that I had got this to be a thing. It's also very important to know this is not a regular meet and greet. Sweetums does not do daily meet and greets, which I think is a missed opportunity, but I think there's a lot of missed opportunities when it comes to characters. Like, why is Roger Rabbit not out in front of his attraction in Disneyland? So I had seen a couple of weeks before going down, I had seen someone post on Instagram a picture meeting Sweetums. So naturally, curiosity kicked in. And I was like, how did this happen? Reached out to a couple cast members that they didn't really know how it happened. So to make a long story short, people have asked cast members in front of Muppet Vision if they can meet Sweetums, and I would say 90 to 95% of the time it's not going to happen. So as I'm filming this, Muppet Vision only has a couple of days left. So if you try this before that, it's probably not going to work because everyone and their mother wants this to be a thing. But this was the beginning of March. So I had a cast member friend who went earlier in the day with her family to ask if the Sweetums meet and greet could be a thing, and they said no to them. So in my head, I was like, okay, it's just not going to happen. But something came over me that day where I was like, no, I'm going to ask. I really want to meet Sweetums. So I went up to Muppet Vision, had my Muppet Vision 3D shirt on from Bebop Tees, and asked them if I could meet Sweetums. And the girl kind of looked at me. She follows me on TikTok. I don't know this person. We've never had a conversation before, but she was familiar with who I am and like some of the work I guess I've done with Disney or for Disney. So she's like, hold on, let me go ask my manager. I don't know what she said to her manager, but they came out and they said, it's just two of you, right? And it was me and my friend Melissa, my coworker, and they let us meet Sweetums. And it was mind-blowing that it happened. It's kind of a procedure when that happens because they have to shut down the line for Muppet Vision and then they bring you into the pre-show area. So we got to meet him, had that whole room to ourselves, which was really cool, cried our eyes out and had like just the best moment ever. I'll talk about saying goodbye to Muppet Vision in a second, but yeah, so that was so incredibly cool to meet Sweetums. He gives a great hug, let me tell you. It was such a blur because it happened all so fast, but we got to meet Sweetums. And I think even rarer than that, we also met another character this trip that no one else will ever get a chance to meet. And that was because of the broadcast, the media event that I was at. And that was not the Magic Mirror, but a Magic Mirror. And it was an interactive thing. I'll post a little clip here.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. What's your name?
Christina.
Hi, Christina.
What's your name?
Well, I mean, I'm a magic mirror.
That's it,
Doesn't
period.
matter. Yeah. Not the magic mirror. Did you hear that before?
I heard, yes, yes.
It's no big deal.
You have more personality, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's how I got thrown out.
I mean, that's what I want to see when I look in a mirror, so,
Well,
you know.
I'll tell you what, I'm just a reflection of what's looking in the mirror. So.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Everyone said you were scary and spicy. I don't know.
Everyone's wrong.
Yeah, everyone is
got
wrong.
opinions and you know what they say about that.
Thank God we have social media and video proof.
Thank goodness. Are you going to make me go viral?
Viral, yes.
Yeah.
How could you not?
I'm 600-ish years old. It's time.
You haven't had your moment yet?
No.
This is
Have
now.
You heard of me?
It's
No.
now. No.
See?
They were hiding
It's
you,
up
man.
to you.
Oh, that's scary.
I needed a Long Island radio personality to.
We have that on camera, right? Yeah. The laugh. It's the laugh for me. You are incredible. You're fabulous.
Oh, again, I'm
Yeah.
just a reflection of whoever's looking into me.
We have that on camera too, right? Okay.
So cool. And they flat out told us no one else will ever have this kind of meet and greet or interaction. So I felt so honored. I had a fever when I did that interaction. So very much a blur, but still so cool. I thought he was going to be the host of the Villains Unfairly Ever After. And I just saw that, which we'll get to in a minute. And he's not. So I think it was just there to, you know, promote the show, which he was sassy, he was spicy. My friend from another station thought he was gonna be like, oh, you're the fairest of them all. No, he was like, you could have conversations with him, and he was fantastic. So those were two rare characters in March, two rare in February. Was very excited about that. Now May kind of broke the spell a little bit. So, before that, oh my gosh. In April, Disney came to my job, which was so special. I did a little vlog about it, a behind the scenes vlog, to be in the studio, my studio that I'm in every day with Mickey and Pluto and like a bunch of my cast member friends. I have no words and I talk for a living. It was so cool. I've never cried so much at work before, and I'm an emotional person, but that was so special. So huge thank you to Disney for making so many moments this year happen. In March too, it was my first trip out of 3 for the Flower and Garden Festival, and I don't know about you guys, but I thought the food this year kind of crushed it, except for the Japan booth. Loved the frushi, did not love the bun. I usually love the buns they have there. I dropped it on the floor, not even the squirrel wanted it. Like, it was not great, but China was my personal favorite, and I loved the Refreshment Outpost. That seasonal fruit parfait, which I'm calling a spicy Dole Whip, was so incredibly good. The Honey Bistro crushed it this year. There was so many things this year that I really, really enjoyed from Flower and Garden. And I was just there a few days ago too. So we'll touch upon that in a minute. But so February was Disneyland, March was Walt Disney World, then April Disney World came to me. In May, I went to Walt Disney World and I didn't really post much about it. I just went to have a vacation with my parents were down there. I had a bunch of friends that were down there. So it was really nice to just be in the magic for a quick couple of days. I had such a great time. Went on the riverboat one more time, which now we know the official closing date, July 7th. It will no longer be in operation, the Rivers of America. I feel like there's a lot coming. I still don't know how I feel about this Cars Land Piston Peak. I love Cars Land in DCA so much, Radiator Springs. It's not that I don't love the movie Cars, I just don't know that it belongs there. And I get it's going to be an extension of Frontierland. It's going to continue the story of Frontierland and bring us into the wilderness. That they pegged that, not me. I think it's so cute. But I don't know. I'm not always great with change. We've talked about this before when it comes to Disney. So I'm interested to see where it goes. Now, Muppet Vision is closing June 7th. So I flew down Saturday. So I'm filming this on a Thursday. Saturday, my sister and I flew down and flew home in the same day. I've always wanted to try that, Disney in a day, which I feel like for me, I live on Long Island. So it's kind of doable. It's a little over a 2-hour flight, which for me to get into the city, if I took a train, is also 2 hours. So it's about that. And it was cheaper for me to do that because I have the annual pass. Flights can really be cheaper, especially if you have no bags, out of Islip MacArthur Airport, which is where we went. And it was great. Even with a rain delay on the flight, we were in Hollywood Studios by 10:15, went on Muppet Vision one more time, and the weather was so gloomy. And I thought Saturday, it's going to be packed. No, it was so gloomy that it was so empty. So my sister and I really got a chance to sit in the front row, which I highly recommend if you're going to be going before the show closes. Sit in the front row. It's a totally different experience. And take pictures with Pizza Rizzo. Just be in Muppet Courtyard one more time. It was really, really special. My sister ate all food she hadn't ever on this trip. We went to Docking Bay 7, which I've had before, and it's so good. We also decided not to see The Little Mermaid, and I'll explain why in a minute because those shows just opened. But we did see Villains Unfairly Ever After, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't obsessed with it like some people are. I'm being honest with you guys. And I think there's a couple of reasons why. But I like that it's a quick show. It was only 18 minutes long. Captain Hook has a big moment. He's got a soft spot in my heart, so I loved that. Also, the actor who played him give that man a raise. It was good. I think they built it up so much that I expected a few other things, but it was definitely fun, and I'm so glad I saw it, and I would see it again for sure. Kind of reminds me of all the shows we used to have back in the day at Hollywood Studios, which makes me melancholy. So we did those things in Hollywood. Then we went to Epcot just for a few hours because it was my sister's first trip of the year. So she wanted to experience some of the food of Flower and Garden. We did some shopping, bought a couple of things, not too much. So I know I haven't finished part 2 of my May Walt Disney World haul. So I will incorporate those things with part 2 because it's only a handful of stuff. So you will get to see it then. It was also cool to fly down to get the annual pass holder magnet, go to the annual pass holder lounge in Morocco, because last year when they did that, we were down there opening Tiana's Bayou Adventure and we didn't get to go in there. So that was probably one of our favorite parts, if not our favorite part of the trip, doing the photo shoot in there with PhotoPass because they had some really cool magic shots and we just loved doing a photo shoot. So that was cool. Oh, because it was Cool Kids Summer, they had a lot of characters like they do in Disneyland just wandering. I don't know how it does in like Magic Kingdom. In Hollywood Studios, it was great because Goofy gave me a hug and you have no idea how badly I needed that hug. So I wish I could have seen more for Cool Kids Summer, but I think they're doing some things that I wish they would do all year round. But that could just be me. So I think I shared most of the stuff about Disney this year. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Sweetums was the big one that I wanted to address though. If you guys have any questions about stuff that's going to be happening in Walt Disney World or anything about my trips, because I know my DMs on Instagram, Sweetums, even the Magic Mirror, I got a lot of questions about the food from Flower and Garden, which that's wrapping up soon. So let me know if you have any other questions in the comments below, or you can DM me on Instagram, which someone else is gonna have to DM me on Instagram too, because this right here is our winner for the Tiana's giveaway. Congrats to you. Please message me on Instagram and we could go through all the details of how to send the box to you. Very, very exciting. I will have more giveaways later in the year, but I'm gonna be honest right now, I do not have it in me. Some of you might have seen it if you, sorry, work's texting me because we're getting a whole bunch of stations. There's a lot going on in my life right now, but the big reason why I have not been on here actually has nothing to do for the first time with my health, although that's super fun. Oh, try not to cry. You might have seen it on social media, and I've talked about him a bunch on here. Randy, man, looks like Stitch. Randy passed away. He had been sick for a little bit, not really sick, just like he was getting older, and I wanted to spend some quality time with him. It's the first time ever I took personal time from work, which I never do, guys, but that's how much I wanted to spend with him. I even was supposed to hang out with Joe Jonas. I canceled that, and you guys, I love Joe Jonas. I have a folder I use every day of Joe Jonas, but Randy was just way, 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 way more important. And then he ended up passing the day before my sister and I flew to Walt Disney World for the day, which ended up being a blessing. That kid was always so smart with timing because it was very healing to be there, just the two of us. Got that hug from Goofy. It was a good distraction. I highly recommend, if you're going through something and you need a break, fly down to Disney for the day if the money and the time allows. We just both had a Saturday off and was like, let's do it. And it was great. But yeah, my little guy is no longer with us, so it's very, very difficult. If you've lost a pet, you know they're part of the family, and it's very, very hard. But I'm gonna try not to get emotional because I've just been crying for days and days and days. But thank you for everyone who reached out. It means more than you will ever know. I know he was absolutely adored. I mean, that face, how could you not? But so thank you for being patient with me. It might take me a little bit to post a couple of more videos, but please don't go anywhere. Hang in there. Believe in me, because I have a lot more magic on the way. And yes, a lot more hauls. I can't even tell you the piles that I am surrounded by right now from Walt Disney World. Things that you guys have sent, things that I have picked up that are, oh my gosh, treasures and more. So stay tuned, because hauls, maybe some more vlogs. Let me know how you feel about that. Actually, let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the comments below, because I feel like I'm in a rut right now, and I felt that way even before Randy, so please let me know. I feel like I got a good thing going over on TikTok and even Instagram, but here it's a little up in the air, so please let me know what you would love to see. And I thank you for being patient with me, and yeah, for your kind words. Means so much. Summer is here. I hope you have an absolutely great one, a safe one, a happy and a healthy one, and I will talk to you really, really soon. I am Christina K. Have a Disney day.